Good morning, children. In yesterday's class, we were discussing about the cell, its structure and function. Let us continue that lesson. And what you have learned in yesterday's class means what are the parts which are present in the cell, and differences between the plant cell and animal cell. Also, we have learned. Today, we are going to learn the important cell organelles which are present in a cell. And yesterday's lesson, if you recall once, you learned about the cell wall and cell membrane. So cell wall is present in plants and cell membrane is present in both plant cell and animal cell. So extra layer whichever is present above the cell membrane in plants is called cell wall. Okay, so cell membrane is giving rigidity, shape, structure to the cell, and cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, like that you learned. And cell wall in plants, it is made up of cellulose and it is present on the cell membrane, and it is giving strength, rigidity, and some exchange of materials. So like that functions you learned. So in today's class, you are going to learn about the important cell organelle, that is a nucleus. Okay, so now we are going to learn about the nucleus. So first, all the cells, if we observe, okay, living organisms which are made up of cells, if we observe, so some are said to be unicellular and some are said to be multicellular, you know it very well, and single celled and many celled, which we call them as multicellular organisms. So some of the cells, if we observe, or some of the organisms, if we observe, so we can see inside a cell we can observe a dark structure, staining body, which we call it as a nucleus. So who discovered nucleus? Do you remember, children? Robert Brown in 1831. Robert Brown in 1831 studied about the presence of nucleus. Okay, so more or less in all the cells in living organisms, the nucleus is present at the center, and it will be seen with a microscope, and it is distinctly seen also, it is present. And some of the cells, some exemptions are there, okay, where the nucleus is absent. For example, RBC of some mammals, if we observe, nucleus is not seen, but in the nucleus is present in the embryonic conditions. In due course of time, it is going to be disappearing, like and suppose if you take bacteria will not have nucleus. So what you are understanding with that? So presence of nucleus and absence of nucleus. So if nucleus is present in the cells are called as, so presence of nucleus. So if nucleus is present in any cell, it is called as a eukaryotic cell. And the organisms are called as a eukaryotic organisms. Simply we can call them as a eukaryotes. If nucleus is present in the cells or living organisms, they are called, those cells are called as eukaryotic cells, and organisms are called as eukaryotes. If nucleus is absent, not there in the cells, then what do we call those cells? They are called as prokaryotic cells. They are called as prokaryotic cells. Is it clear to you? For example, cyanobacteria. In that nucleus is not there. So this is based on the presence or absence of nucleus. Is it clear to you? So now we are going to learn the structure of nucleus and function of nucleus. What are the different functions of nucleus? And we are going to learn an activity to observe the nucleus. Is it clear to you? In the animal cells. let us learn an activity, very important activity for your exam also. Lab activity to observe nucleus. So where we are observing means this we are conducting in the lab only. So now aim. So some steps we have to write. So I made you to understand also. I made you to learn how to write the different steps when we are conducting any activity in the lab. Is it clear to children? So now first step is said to be aim. So what is your aim? To observe nucleus of a human cheek cells. So any part of our body, if we observe and if we take cells and if we observe them under the microscope, we are going to see the nucleus. Okay, so here which cells we are going to use means cheek cells. Okay, so aim to observe nucleus in a human cheek cells. Human cheek cells. Is it clear to you? So we are going to collect the cells, epithelial cells, buccal mucosa we are going to collect and we are going to observe. So that is our aim. So from we are collecting this human cheek cells and we are going to observe the nucleus. Then materials. So different materials are needed. Is it clear to you? So even if you want to prepare any food item or any game if you want to play, we need some materials, no? So here also materials are needed for conducting an activity. So all the things needed for activity. So what are the things needed for our activity here means we want spatula or ice cream tooth, ice cream stick. Is it clear to you? Then water we want, methylated spirit we want, then watch glass we want, microscope we want. Is it clear to you? Water we want. So these are the materials which are needed. Okay, what are the materials needed, children? Here toothpick or ice cream spoon or spatula, glass slide, cover slip, watch glass, needle, blotting paper, then 1% methylated spirit, all are needed. Normal saline, that is 0.1% of sodium chloride solution is called as normal saline, and glycerin and microscope we need. So these are the materials we are in need. Is it clear to you? Then what we have to do after listing the materials, we have to start our activity. So now third step is procedure. So refer textbook for materials. Just now whatever I listed. Is it clear to you? So what is that? Ice cream spoon or toothpick, then methylated spirit, then 0.1% saline. Okay, then water, microscope, watch glass, cover slip, glass slide, water. Okay, so these are the materials. So procedure now. So already I said human cheek cells. So where cheeks means this much, children. So now inside that our buccal cavity, the lining of buccal cavity, it contains the epithelial cells which you are going to learn in further class. Okay, so that epithelial cells we are going to collect. So before we start this activity, what we have to do? We have to rinse our mouth or wash the mouth thoroughly with water. Why? Because we are taking food at regular intervals. If any food material is there in the mouth, then our activity, then when we are collecting these cheek cells, the food material also will be collected and it will not give the proper appearance of nucleus. So that's why before we conduct this activity, we have to wash our mouth thoroughly with water. Rinse mouth with water. Then what we have to do? With the help of ice cream stick, carefully we have to just scratch the mucosa, buccal mucosa. Is it clear to you? Gently we have to scratch. Then that scraping whatever we collected on that ice cream stick or ice cream spoon is transferred to watch glass. Is it clear to you? Carefully. Then we have to just clean it with water, and we have to transfer little material of that with the help of brush on the glass slide, and we have to keep it here, and we have to add 0.1% of sodium chloride solution, and we have to put a drop of methylated spirit, and we have to cover it with a cover slip, and we have to observe it under the microscope. So these are the steps you have to follow. Is it clear to you? Rinse the mouth thoroughly with water, then collect the epithelial cells, buccal mucosa, with the help of ice cream stick, and transfer it to the watch glass. Clean it little bit gently, and the material is to be transferred to the glass slide, and put a drop of methylated spirit and saline, that is 0.1% of sodium chloride solution, and spread it evenly, cover it with cover slip, and we have to observe it under the microscope. So these are the steps you have to follow that will come under procedure. Is it clear to you? So when we observe this glass slide under the microscope, what will be your observation? So when we see that, we can see the structure like this. Okay, more or less round cells, human cheek cells we are going to observe. Inside that we are going to observe a dark colored structure which is present at the center. So what do we call this one? This is called as a nucleus. Nucleus it is called. And we observe this nucleus is surrounded by a membrane. Is it clear to you? And it is separating the other cell parts. Okay, nucleus is one, nucleus is covered here. This nucleus is covered with a membrane. So that we will draw the diagram later. Is it clear to you? So nucleus we have observed. Is it clear to you? Then we have to follow some precautions while conducting this activity. So what precautions you have to follow? Because the cheek cells inside that buccal cavity, they are very much smooth, soft. Is it not, children? So suppose if we harshly scratch it with the help of spoon or toothpick, it may cause a harm to the cheek cells. Bleeding will be there. So while collecting cheek cells, we must be very much careful. And after transferring the material on the glass slide, we have to see that no air bubbles. Is it clear to you? Then excess water, if it is there on the glass slide, we have to wipe it with blotting paper or cloth. Then we have to observe it under the microscope. Is it clear to you? So now let us learn the structure of a nucleus. Is it clear to you? So now you know that in the 8th class you learned that any cell, if it is observed, cell is covered with a cell membrane, and inside that nucleus is there, other cell organelles are there. Where these cell organelles are present means you learned that it is protoplasm, like. Is it not, children? So now if we observe the only nucleus under the microscope, how it will be seen? Means it is almost very much circular in nature, that is round, and it is membrane bound structure. Membrane bound means what? It is covered with a membrane. So like this it will be seen. So the outer covering of the nucleus. So this entire structure is nucleus. So this one which is present inside the cell. Okay, is it clear to you? So like that each and every cell organelle is having its own membrane, whichever is just separating the cells for cell organelles from one with another in the cytoplasm, okay, or protoplasm. Is it clear to you? So the membrane whichever is surrounding the nucleus, which we call it as a nuclear membrane, or it is called as nuclear envelope. Okay, and inside the nucleus we can see a dark colored staining body which we call it as a nucleolus. Nucleolus, and we can see here diffuse threadwork like structure inside that that the content of the nucleus whichever is present inside the nuclear membrane, which we call it as a genetic material. Okay, genetic material or the what is that liquid content whichever is present inside the nuclear membrane, we call it as a nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Okay, which is said to be like just like a protoplasm whichever is present inside the cell. Is it clear to you, children? So because this is present inside the nucleus, so it is called as nucleoplasm. So inside that nucleoplasm you are observing the genetic material. Genetic material. Genetic material. So now nucleus is a round membrane bound structure. It contains a dark colored structure which we call it as nucleolus, and the content whichever is present or liquid portion whichever is present inside the nucleus is called as nucleoplasm, and that nucleoplasm contains the genetic material. Is it clear to you? So that genetic material means you know that what is the use of it, means it helps in the transferring of characters from parents to the progeny. Progeny means here children. Is it clear to you, children? So like that the structure of nucleus is given. So you will be given a question, write a short note on the structure of nucleus. So you have to do the diagram and you have to explain the structure. What you have to write? Membrane bound circular structure. Okay, the membrane whichever is covering nucleus is called nuclear membrane, and inside that nuclear membrane the content whichever is present is called as nucleoplasm, and it contains the dark colored round structure which we call it as nucleolus, and this inside this nucleoplasm it contains the genetic material. Is clear to you? So that is the structure. So who gave that? Who studied about that structure of nucleus? Means just now you learned in 1831 Robert Brown studied about the nucleus. Okay, but he failed to give the functions. Later another scientist Sheldon, what he has done? He observed the different cells, plant cells and animal cells he observed, and microscopic organisms he observed. He came to know that nucleus is playing a crucial role in all the cellular activities. Cellular activities. So what are the cellular activities happening here? Means we are performing some activities. Yesterday we learned life activities we are performing, like respiration or digestion or nutrition or transportation. All these activities are going to happen. It means that each and every cell present inside the body are also performing all the activities. Is it clear to children? So now that activities carried out by cells are called as cellular activities. Is it clear to you? So that cellular activities are controlled by the nucleus. Is it clear to you? So all the activities performed by the cell are under the control of nucleus. So the nucleus is called as a control room of the cell. Control room of the cell. It is called as the control room of the cell. Is it clear to you? Control room means what? You know, you have seen police control room, commissioner, police commissioner. What they will do? They can monitor the things happening all around the state. Is it not, children? So here all cellular activities are under the control of nucleus. So it is acting as control room of the cell. Is it clear to you? Then other scientists still included some of the points that as it contains the genetic material. So what I said, genetic material is transferred from parents to the offsprings, parents to the children. Is it not, children? In the process called reproduction. So that the transferring of genetic material is also going to happen because of nucleus. Okay, so when time comes for the cell to divide, the diffuse threadwork like structure whichever is present inside the nucleus, it will be converted to chromosomes. Chromosomes. So first it looks like a diffuse threadwork like structure which we call it as chromatin. So this chromatin condenses and it forms as a chromosomes. So chromosomes will be there like this. This is a chromosome. chromosome, and this chromosome is going to carry the genes. Okay, what are genes means? Genes are carrying the characters. Okay, genetic code, DNA is carried through genes from parents to the offsprings. Okay, then here what you have to write, so that process is happening, genetic characters are going to be transferred, that is because of nucleus, that is another function. And new cells are developed. New cells are developed from where? From the earlier cells only. So suppose if you got hurt, so after few days what is happening? So the cells where we got wound, it is going to be just washed off. Is it not, children? New cells we are observing. So new cells from where they have developed? From the existing cells only. Means what? The nucleus is also taking part in the process of cell division. Cell division. Cell division. So here transfers genetic material also. Is it clear to you? What are the functions of nucleus, children? So nucleus controls all the cellular activities, so it is called control room of the cell, and new cells are developing. Okay, so in the 8th class you learnt budding in hydra, or binary fission in amoeba. From parent amoeba we got 2 daughter cells. So how it is formed means that is because of a nucleus which carries genetic material. Okay, then cell division, division of cell division. Then transfer of genetic material. So that whatever the parent cell is having, the characters are transferred to the progeny, children, or young ones, young cells, so new cells. So that transfer of genetic material is also going to happen because of nucleus. So in that way, the nucleus is playing a major role. Is it clear to you? So like that, here in this lesson you learn about the activity, lab activity. So what that lab activity is going to make you to understand means nucleus, structure of nucleus, then functions of nucleus. So now what, let us recall some of the points here. What they are going to make you to understand means, earlier what I said is the cells are of 2 types based on the presence or absence of nucleus, I said. Is it not? If nucleus is present, the cells are called eukaryotic cells. If nucleus is absent, the cells are called as prokaryotic cells. Now, keeping that in the view, we can learn the differences between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. So here cells without nucleus, that point you have to remember, they are called as prokaryotic cells, and the organisms are called as prokaryotic organism. Karyo means it makes you to understand about the nucleus. So prokaryotic, without nucleus. So those organisms are not having nucleus in their structure. Then eukaryotic cells means with nucleus. So cells contain nucleus in them. If nucleus is present in them, then they are called as eukaryotic cells. Like you can take nerve cell or bone cell or blood cells. Okay, WBC. So any other cell, if we observe, nucleus is present. Like you can take chloroplast, or you can take mitochondria, or any other cells which are present in plants also, if we observe, nucleus is present. Even cell wall also if we observe, so nucleus is there. So if nucleus is present, then the cells are called eukaryotic cells. If nucleus is present, the cells are called eukaryotic cells, and the organisms are called as eukaryotic organisms. Okay, then suppose if we observe a plant cell and animal cell or bacterium cell, which you learned in a previous class. So bacteria is said to be microscopic organisms. So bacteria are said to, bacteria is plural, no children. Bacterium cell is a microscopic organism. Okay, so it will be in different shapes. It contains genetic material like this, and cell wall is there, and flagella are there. Suppose if we observe any animal cell, we are going to observe nucleus here, and we can see the different types of cells, Golgi body, then mitochondria. So lysosomes, ribosomes, like the different cell organelles we are going to observe. Even plant cell also. Chloroplast we can see, then cell wall we can see, cell membrane we can see, then Golgi apparatus or mitochondria, like that all the cell organelles we are going to observe. Is it clear to you? Whereas in bacterium cell we are not going to observe that many cell organelles. So now what we can write here? Few cell organelles are present. Few cell organelles are present. Whereas in eukaryotic cells, all cell organelles are present. All cell organelles present. Already yesterday only we listed the cell organelles. Is it not, children? So all the cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cells. Whereas in prokaryotic cell, few cell organelles are present. So you can observe here bacterium cell. Cell wall is there, flagella are there, genetic material and cytoplasm. Whereas if you observe animal cell, you can see nucleus, mitochondria, then Golgi apparatus, like that. Okay, so all cell organelles. Then third point is said to be, where are you observing, what is the other difference here? So in a prokaryotic cell, this genetic material is present in the cytoplasm. Okay, in a eukaryotic cell, where the genetic material is present? Inside the nucleus. Okay, so genetic material present in a cytoplasm. Whereas in the eukaryotic cell, where it is present? It is present in the inside the nucleus. Inside the nucleus. So in eukaryotic cell, membrane bound nucleus we are observing here. No question of that one. Is it clear to you, children? So genetic material is present in the cytoplasm in prokaryotic cells, whereas genetic material is present inside the nucleus in eukaryotic cells. Then, so few cell organelles are present, and ribosomes are in prokaryotic prokaryotic organisms. We can observe ribosomes in which are present in the protoplasm, which we call them as polysomes. They are present, and here ribosomes are present on endoplasmic reticulum, like we can see here in eukaryotic organisms. So now examples for this are blue-green algae, and cyanobacteria. Whereas here example plant cell, animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell. These are the examples of eukaryotic organisms. So in today's class, what you have learnt means discovery of nucleus by Robert Brown. Please remember, very important, and lab activity you learn. Then precautions also you learned. Then structure and functions of nucleus, and how many types of cells are present, and the presence or absence of nucleus, and differences between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Thank you.